about a year ago now, I posted a video whining and complaining like a little baby about the poster for a LEGO children's cartoon. I'm going to atone for that mistake, even though I agree with everything I said in the video still, by making a video discussing LEGO Ninjago posters that I do really like. Something important to keep in mind here, I am not a graphic designer. I don't know any kind of terms relating to that, but I will try to describe as best as I can what I do like about these posters. So if I ever come across as clueless in this video when talking about why I think these posters are good, it's because I am clueless. So without further ado, let's get into some posters I like. The first poster we have here is the central poster for Ninjago Season 14 Seabound. The alternate poster for Seabound is absolutely amazing as well, and the fact that this never got released in higher quality boils my blood, but I prefer the main one more. This poster is dope. The plot of Seabound centers around two major settings, Ninjago City on the surface of the world, and the Kingdom of Malopia on the ocean depths below. Throughout the season, these two worlds clash as characters from these respective locations come together and fight, and I think this poster showing Ninjago on the surface world being the right side up, whilst the world of the ocean below is upside down, does a really good job at showing the contrast between these two places. And then Marvel went and copied everything! Nah, but for real, I have to talk about this. Black Panther Wakanda Forever's poster is pretty identical to Seabound's one. On the top side, you have the heroes who are facing right side up, representing the surface world, with a giant city skyline in the background. And then on the bottom, you have the villains, who are flipped upside down to show the contrast between the heroes and the villains, and the drastically different places they come from, with their underwater civilization in the background. Both of which also has their respective hero and villain on each side of the poster, with their supporting characters behind them. It's pretty one-to-one. Is this coincidence or copying? I'll let you guys decide. For me personally, I wouldn't mind if this was just a straight up one-to-one copy, because Ninjago copied Endgame so badly with this poster that Marvel could copy at least 5 different Ninjago posters before I start to take issue. The next poster we have here is the teaser poster for Dragons Rising Part 2, which I am a huge fan of. This poster perfectly encapsulates the mysterious plot of Dragons Rising. I can find a lot less stuff that I can directly say this is really good, like with Seabound's visual design language and the flipping of the poster and stuff, but I just think this one is so cool. It has such a mysterious and imposing and grand vibe to it, what with the giant source dragon claw at the top of the screen, with all of the ninja looking up at it in complete awe and bewilderment. The blazing orange at the top of the source dragon's Imperium cage contrasted with the cold metal ground of the bottom, with the ninja being caught in the middle of it with what looks like a flurry of unknown lightning-like electricity, makes for such a cool looking poster. Also, this is entirely personal bias speaking here, I completely acknowledge that, but I love how reminiscent this poster is of the Krypton poster from Halo 4. It's not a direct one-to-one copy, but it's really reminiscent of a poster I love and only makes me like this design more. I know that's entirely personal bias, but I wanted to mention it anyway. I'm a big fan of simple posters that do a really good job at getting their idea across, and I think this one is definitely it. They don't have to over-rely on a bunch of character models being spammed onto the poster, or any floating head stuff or anything like that. It's just simple, and it gets its mysterious and grand vibe across. Big fan of this one. The next poster we have here is the teaser poster for Ninjago Crystallized. Now, as much as I tore apart the actual Endgame clone main poster for Crystallized, I'm a big fan of the initial teaser poster. I love how it packs so much into such a simplistic design and perfectly encapsulates the vibe of those first 12 episodes. With such a simplistic design, we've showcased the main character of the show, Lloyd, all of the different villains that are coming back for the season, and the crystallized golden weapons, along with the central crystal that the Overlord comes out of in the second half of the season. All of this is packed into just 5 objects on the screen. All of the villains being reflected by the crystal and maybe even having to be zoomed in on to make out properly for the first time, also really adds to the mysterious vibe of the Crystal Council in those first 12 episodes. This design is distinct and memorable, and I will take that any day over a floating heads Marvel style poster. If I were in charge, this would have easily been the main poster for Crystallized because it looks awesome. You might have noticed by now that I think the best posters are very simplistic in their design. I don't want to use the word minimalist outright because corporations have absolutely ruined that word with their terrible logo redesigns. But my favorite posters are the ones that are minimalist. Typically, the posters I vibe with the most are the ones that are able to get across the idea of what they're promoting in as little methods as possible. For example, with the Crystallized one, that one is so basic, but it perfectly encapsulates the vibe of those first 16 episodes of the season. Or this Rogue One poster, for example, which in one simple image perfectly encapsulates to you what this movie's about. The tragic death of a squad of rebels at the hands of Imperials that would ultimately lead to the rise of the rebellion. These kinds of posters are the ones I like the most, which leads us swiftly into this poster for Prime Empire. This poster is absolutely basic as hell, but it conveys what Prime Empire is about so well. A mystery that unravels itself throughout the whole season surrounding people disappearing into arcade cabinets. One of my favourite things about this poster is that they could very well have just opened up the arcade cabinet door all the way and showed us a shot of Prime Empire in all of its glory. But instead they opted to have it only slightly opened with a giant blinding blue light coming out of it. I think this does a really good job not only accentuating the mystery of Prime Empire, but it's also just really artistically striking. This poster is just so pretty, dude. And if you want to talk minimalism, it doesn't get any more basic than this. This is a poster that I believe was released for Comic-Con 2019 for Ninjago Season 11, and in my humble opinion, this has to be the greatest Ninjago poster design ever made. It just does such a good job capturing the duality between the fire and ice chapters of the season, with the central connective tissue tying all of this together being the ninja and the scrolls of Forbidden Spinjitzu. Also, speaking of scrolls, I love how this poster looks ripped straight out of one of Master Wu's scrolls. This poster looks like something that people in the Ninjago universe would use to remember this season like 200 years after it happened or something. And I just think that's so cool. It's such a visually striking, memorable, and appealing design, but it also feels really grounded in the Ninjago world. This feels like something you would find in the library of Domu. From a design perspective, I think these two are probably the best Ninjago posters of all time, and it's seriously not close. Ninjago has had some very good posters over the years, don't get me wrong, but these two are the cream of the crop when it comes to Ninjago poster designs for me. However, I do have a soft spot for one season's line of posters, and it's not that they're bad posters, but I just like them. I think they're well-designed posters, but they're mainly this far into the video and alongside these two just because I love them so much. This is the primary poster for Ninjago's 10th season, March of the Oni. This poster has a pretty striking design. I love how it's basically a 50-50 split between gold light and purple darkness, representing the clash between light and dark or heroes and Oni in the season. I appreciate how Garmadon takes center stage on the poster, given how he's the character who gets the most development within the season. And I think the renders of the main ninja team on the bottom of the poster and their different poses and positioning and stuff is really well done. Minus the fire there kind of blocking Kai's face a bit. All in all, I think this is a really quality poster that has a genuinely solid design, but I have a massive soft spot for it. But that's not the reason I brought up March of the Oni so late into this video. No. What I love so much about the March of the Oni posters is the fact that every single one of the central protagonists has their own poster. I know Season 11 did these too, but I think the designs were just a bit worse. And also, since Season 10 did it first, it's always going to have more of a soft spot for me. I wish they did more to differentiate these character posters from each other, because outside of Lloyd, they are all basically the same design with a different character slapped onto it. But these were so hype when Season 10 was airing. Seeing all of the different taglines like one Ninjroid must enter the darkness alone or one Oni must choose sides was really exciting and did a great job building up to the climactic finale of March of the Oni. And when this poster dropped right before the release of the season finale and we had no idea where Lloyd was in this poster, the hype levels just went out of the roof. This was so exciting. So yeah, those are some Ninjago posters I really like. Be sure to leave a comment down below telling me some of your favorite Ninjago posters. I'd love to see what your guys' rankings of them are. Not that my video was a ranking, but you have to do it for some reason. Thank you so much for watching this video, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now. If you want to watch some more Ninjago videos like this one, click the playlist on screen now.